So, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to take a look to the using of arpeggios in a standard blues progression. Before to continue, I suggest you to subscribe to the channel, and as always, I remember you that my English is very, very dangerous. So let's go. A standard blues progression is made by 3 chords, okay? 1st degree 7, 4th degree 7, and 5th degree 7. Imagine if you're in the key of G, like the lesson that I want to do. We have G7, C7, and D7. When you think about arpeggios, you have to think to a chord which is played note by note, okay? You can play a chord harmonically, like this, G7, or melodically, so G, B, D, F natural, etc., etc. This is an arpeggio. We guitar player, guitarists, when we think about arpeggios, we always think about this, okay? Sweep picking, Malmsteen, Jason Becker, etc., etc. But in blues, we have to think more in position, more alternate picking thing, and blend the arpeggios with the pentatonic and the other scale that we learn, okay? The 3 arpeggios, I like to, like Rick Beato, I like to stay in position. Every lesson that I will do will be in position. 1st position, 2nd position, etc., etc., covering the entire neck, okay? In the 1st position, the G arpeggios goes like this. When we have to switch and go to the 4th degree, the C7 arpeggios goes like this. Okay? The D7 arpeggios is this. Okay, so we learn the shapes, but how about to play, how we can use these shapes, which are not so comfortable? When you play a pentatonic scale like this, you have 2 notes for every string, okay? So it's very comfortable to play, it's very symmetric, okay? But arpeggios are not, because we have 1 note here, 2 notes on the next strings, 2 notes, 1 note, so it's not regular, okay? The first thing to do is to learn the shapes and then apply them to a standard blues progression. So imagine the 12-bar blues, simply play the arpeggios for looking and learning the fingering, okay? So let's try. G7, G, C, G, C, G, D, C, G, etc., etc., okay? If you think about blues, you don't think about this, okay? Okay, this is not blues, blues is this. If you play jingy 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 jing, it's like a sort of riff, a sort of exercise, okay? It's not the classic blues sound that you can hear from Stevie Ray or Clapton or Bonamassa or what you like, okay? The thing that you have to do, the really exercise, is playing and mix the arpeggios with the pentatonic, okay, or other scales like Dorian scales, minor pentatonic with the 6. Check out my lesson on the channel if you want, okay? So you don't have to play the whole fingering to play an arpeggio. You can only use a little portion, okay? This is G7 arpeggios. Only 4 notes: G, F, D, and B. In this lick, which is very simple, I have blended the pentatonic with the arpeggios, with the arpeggio. Okay, very simple. Same thing on the C7, if you imagine, okay? This sounds like a scale, but in fact the notes are from the arpeggios with few chromatism? I'm not sure about the pronunciation. The great thing of the arpeggio is that you can perfectly target the chord voicing and the notes of the chord, okay? If you put an accent, an emphasis on the right note, on the right time, which doesn't mean that you have to play the arpeggios, not the scales and around the neck. You can play a melodic line, a melodic solo without the backing track, without anyone that can comping and play the blues chords around you, but you can always listen and hear the chord progression between the notes, okay? Let's try. This is an improvised solo without backing track, without nothing. Let's play in the key of C for change, okay? For change a little bit. Imagine classic pentatonic solos, okay? I play this. Etc, etc. It could be a good solo, a bad solo, it doesn't matter, but here in this case you really can't hear the chord changes. You hear a sort of blend of notes, but you can lose yourself, okay? Listen carefully if I play same sort of thing, but with the accent on the note of the arpeggios, okay? I think it could be hearable, okay? Without the backing track, with the notes of the arpeggios, targeting them, you can play without anyone else and make the listening, the audience, hear that you are on that chord, on the other chord, and also the other chord without anything behind. Okay? So I think it's it's a very nice thing to do. Okay? You can always play pentatonic and stop, but it's more complex, it's more funny if you can play through the chords. Okay? Hope you enjoyed the lesson. Next time, second position. See you next week. Bye bye. Ciao.